how long does it take Vernon to process one of my orders?
On average, I would say less than 24 hours. There's a lot of variables included. Is it an exact reorder? Is it a new customer? Is it a multiple supplier order with lots of different line items? So a lot of factors go into effect on how long it takes. But again, on average, I would say less than 24 hours. Our published guidelines are 48 hours. But I can't tell you very many orders that have taken 48 hours over the last several months to get processed. I've seen some in less than an hour, but that may be an exact repeat order and something that goes in very quickly. We do have a system in place where the salesperson can go direct to a supplier. So if they have an order that comes in today that they've been talking to the factory, and the factory says they've got to have that PO by 3 o'clock this afternoon, they can still submit the order through us, through the online order form. Within 30 minutes, we would guarantee back that we would approve the credit and have our purchase order number to them. And then the AE, through our online order form, can send that PO directly to the supplier, so that way they know they've met it in time to meet their customer's delivery or must-ship date.
So what happens if my customer doesn't pay? It doesn't happen very often, but what if it does?
Well, actually what we do is once the merchandise is sent to the customer, we send an invoice. After the invoice is sent, every month after that, we send statements, and then we have a sequence of letters that are also sent out. At 60 days, we start collection calls. The first one's a very soft collection call. We call the customer and we just ask if they've received the merchandise, is everything satisfactory, and have they submitted our invoice for payment. And then continuing on, every month collection calls are made to retrieve payment on this. If the payment is not received before 150 days, your commission is taken back. Now it is given back if the customer pays, if there is no legal fees involved in this. We encourage our salespeople to contact the customer. Personal contact is always better than a phone call. We don't require it, but we encourage it.
So if we need to make an adjustment on an order, maybe there's an error made and it's my fault, or maybe it's the supplier's fault or something, how do you guys handle those?
Whether it's your fault, the supplier's, or Vernon, we contact the supplier and come to the best resolution for the customer to make them happy. The suppliers or Vernon's, we eat the cost. If it would happen to be your mistake, we contact them, resolve it, and we split any discount or replacement cost with you.
So in other words, I'm not on the hook for the full cost, even if it's my mistake?
Never. Vernon's will split any adjustment with you.
So can I work directly with suppliers?
Yes, you can, and sometimes it's necessary if it's a time-sensitive situation. If you go to a supplier for a quote or to look for garments, make sure you get the person's name that you speak to so we can document that as part of our records. If it turned into a customer service situation, then we would have leverage to deal with the request. So the main thing is when you do go direct to the supplier, make sure you keep us in the loop and keep things documented.
So from quotes to checking on an order, I have the option to do any of those things myself.
Yes, you can.
So does the Vernon Company have an art department I can use?
Yes, we do have an art department, but we basically use it for our graphic orders, our signage orders that are done here at the Vernon Company in Newton. However, we do have a couple of other sources that our sales people prefer to utilize. One of them is called Affinity Express. They do a 24-hour turnaround time. What you would do is submit that art to them. They turn around and put the completed art in your locker for your access. The Vernon Company does split this charge with you 50-50. However, if you'd like to recover some of this charge, you can add that charge to the customer's order when you submit it.
If there's an order that I know needs to get out really quickly, I think you guys consider it to be some sort of rush order, is there a process that you have in place that you'll follow up on that?
We typically have a system to follow up on rush orders within a week after they're placed. If you have an extremely sensitive time rush order, we ask you to either email us or give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to check on it for you.
So I understand that you have customers go through some sort of credit check process on the front end. How does that work?
Actually, what we do, if you're an experienced hire, that comes on board with the Vernon Company, I ask you to submit your best 10 to 20 customers. Give me their names, their addresses, the credit history you've had, and the paying experience you've had with them. This way it makes the transition very simple for not only you, and your customers also. Any order that's over $1,000 or under $1,000, we okay credit on immediately. Orders that are over $1,000, we do pull a DMV report, which I compare to your listing that you've sent, and we establish a credit limit for your customer. This is a very smooth transaction, and it does not take long at all. Any orders that are over $3,500, we do require that you send in an email verification, a PO from the customer, or on our Account Pro system, it's very easy to send an email to your customer, they approve it back, and we do accept that as documentation.
So the credit check is a one-time only, or do you do it with every order?
No, it's a one-time order. Once your customer is established with us, then they have a credit limit, and normally orders flow through real quickly.
What is Vernon's policy on offshore quotes and getting products from overseas?
We've partnered with about 16 ASI suppliers to do the majority of our quoting. We try to send each request to 2 or 3 suppliers, depending on the product, to see which one gives us the best pricing. And I would say for a reasonable request would be a $5,000 minimum order or 5,000 pieces. The only thing we kind of caution is anything that would go to a child due to safety issues.
So tell me, if I join the Vernon Company, is there a department or a group of people that will help with my customers?
We will work with any customers if we're requested to. Typically, this happens when a sales rep is on vacation or going to be unavailable. He does give them the information to contact us direct. A typical salesperson, though, wants to handle his customers himself, but we will do it if we're requested to.
So do I have the opportunity to continue to work directly with suppliers if I want to?
Yes, you do. And sometimes it will be necessary if you have a time-sensitive situation. You can call the suppliers for quotes or for goods or for shipping or for increasing an order, but the main thing is to keep us informed so we have that as part of our record. We're here to do that for you, but the main thing is to keep us in the loop.